The Prime Minister, as we speak, is on his way to Samarkand in Uzbekistan, where leaders of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization are meeting tomorrow. He will come face-to-face with President Xi Jinping of China and President Putin of Russia, along with Pakistan's Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif. With all three, India has a tricky relationship at the moment. There's lots to talk about. Maha Siddiqui joins us now live from Samarkand. Maha, just 2 days before that summit, India and China, of course, finished disengagement at Ladakh's Gogra Hot Springs almost after a 2-year-long standoff. Has this raised expectations of a possible meeting between Prime Minister Modi and President Xi?
It certainly has raised expectations because the timing was very critical. It just, finished 2 days before the summit is to start, and when Prime Minister Modi will come face to face with Chinese President Xi Jinping. And as you can see, that Patrol Point 15 of Gogra Hot Springs was also a very important disengagement point that was required. But Ankita, there are friction points that still remain. Demchok and Depsang still remain engaged on both sides. There are enough troops. Also, the fact that there hasn't been de-escalation, which can only happen after disengagement on all the friction points. And India says that de-escalation is very necessary for this relationship to go back to normal, which External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar has already called not a normal relationship till this situation in eastern Ladakh is resolved.
Right.
However, Ankita, when they come face to face, we are expecting that it's not going to be a structured conversation, but certainly some conversation which will perhaps be like an icebreaker, considering that these two people haven't met face to face in almost over 2 years.
Maha, what are you hearing about a Putin-Modi bilateral meet? Now, Russia's announced there is going to be one, no formal announcement yet from India, though.
Yes, absolutely. No formal announcement from India. However, in his schedule, there is a meeting with President Putin. The Russian side has also put out the agenda on their end. They have said that they will discuss UNSC presidency of India as well as G20 presidency. Now, the UNSC presidency is certainly important, Ankita, because India will be the rotational chair for United Nations Security Council in the month of December. This is the same period which coincides with the G7's decision of price capping of Russian oil that will kick in around that time. So certainly that perhaps could be one of the reasons why Russia wants to specifically discuss this issue, considering that it will, as the West believes, put stress on the revenues of Russia, something that they believe that the oil revenues have been fueling the war in Ukraine. This issue of price capping of Russian oil is likely to also come up between the Prime Minister Modi and President Putin when they meet tomorrow after the summit is over. The bilaterals are slated post 2:30 p.m.
Maha, speaking of bilaterals, a quick question on the Chinese president meeting his Russian counterpart. What's been the big takeaway from that meeting?
So it appears that because of the situation that we are seeing in Kharkiv, which is a territory that now is under the control of Ukraine, the situation seems to have become slightly delicate for Russia, because today in the meeting, Vladimir Putin in his opening remarks has first of all expressed his appreciation for China's what he called balanced position, and then he said that he is willing to address the concerns raised by China. Now, the concerns are not specified, but however, we know that China had in the past been talking about a dialogue and a resolution to this issue, even though they had been weighing on the side of Russia. So let's expect some more details coming through from the Chinese side now on what exactly was discussed in this meeting as far as China's concerns over the Ukraine crisis are concerned. But that was a significant and important statement that was made by President Putin.
All right, Maha, thanks very much indeed.